Good evening, everybody. This is War Commander Unshackled, and we are live once again, and we've got a lot of stuff to come through tonight. Of course, as the title suggests, we're getting the zombie invasion, and there's quite a bit to go through with that, because there's some nice, very nice surprises going to come through it, too. Oh, crap, I'm in the wrong section of the forums, which doesn't help when you're actually doing something for the community rather than sitting on your ass and just talking at shit all day. So let's get the show on the road for the downtime and release notes. But first of all, I gotta introduce my panel, don't I? Because I almost forgot. So of course, right at the end we have Anton Airlines, we have Deja, we have that fuckwit Fear the Peel, we have Godscope, we have the rum drinking bastard Jack Sparrow, who doesn't actually drink, which I find quite ironic. We have the lovely, wonderful Skipjack. We have King. We have Mr. Lionel Richie. Of course, Venom. And we have Wolfie, who is apparently hammered because it is his birthday. Or at least it was.
I'm not drunk.
Bullshit. I can hear it. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. Yeah, you're drunk.
Talk about them handlers, motherfucker.
Don't you fucking dare. So let's kick it off and go straight into the business of the night. Of course, with the downtime and release notes with Sam, Chris. Of course, they had the downtime and I didn't even know it happened, so that would have been nice. Because we usually get a post about that, and I did not even know it was happening. So, well done. Okay, Thursday, October 12th to Saturday, October 14th. Defend your base from the insatiable zombie hordes to earn valuable fire tech for the following units: the Spartan ZK, the Acolyte, and the Hammer. Those are very specific units, and the only one I would really use out of that is a Spartan, because the Acolyte's just kind of, I don't like, yeah, no. And the Hammer already has fire tech, so I still don't get that. Or is it this true fire damage they keep bleating on about that makes no fucking sense whatsoever?
It speaks to what Wrong Thinker was alluding to, which is they're segmenting two different versions of fire. So one is going to be more beneficial than the other, because the former iteration of fire tech doesn't hold up to the modern zombies. So this is going to be evidently more fortuitous to getting rid of your zombies. As always, it's just giving you something to purchase and to upgrade.
Yeah, it is. Well, there's no upgrades on it. It's all one level. So
yeah, you know what I mean. It's
yeah,
goes with everything. They give you some new tech. It's no different really than the old tech, but it's just all right.
It's just there. So Shadow Ops in the final phase. Shadow Ops can now be replayed for standard Blackout parts as many times as you wish. In addition, this will be the final appearance of the Shadow boss fight. So you've only got one more weekend of the boss bases on the Sunday, and that's the final day to get those. Of course, if you're behind on a couple of Blackout parts, you can also get those done, which I intend to do, because I'm 2 weeks behind. Cheating and exploit fixes. Missile cooldown can no longer be cheated. I could have sworn I've seen this a dozen times already.
Mm-hmm.
At least 3. And if they've managed to open it up and close it off again, well, congratulations, and you're a dumbass at the same time. Because I keep that has to be the 3rd or 4th time I've seen that in the last couple of months. Because even when Golden Doodle did his State of the Game post, he talked about the instant missile thing. That it was fixed and then not fixed and then fixed, and now it's not been fixed and then it's fixed again. But I haven't encountered it, so it's none of my business. So from this point onwards, attack logs will now refer to missiles by the correct name in the play-by-play view. Instead of what is it, Titan missile or some bullshit like that? It's something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. In some cases, fire tech components were showing a spinning gear in the unlock banners. This has been corrected. All players should now have received all PvP season medal payouts. Okay. I got mine, so yep, all good here. And I think he's referring to Warpath and not PvP, to be honest. And that's a typo that needs to change and be edited. And of course, he posted that War Commander was back online. He did drop in Invasion, and I'll go through this post as quickly as I possibly can. without, and then we'll discuss. So another invasion is upon us. It seems like even though we killed Kane last year, blah, 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 story bollocks that I don't care about. The best of the best will qualify for the leaderboard, where additional prizes will be unlocked. Of course, fire tech for the Spartan Acolyte and hammers. And, of course, waves of prizes. It seems like it's 2 million thorium and 2 fire tech up until level 10, along with the perfection mode of medals throughout the board. Now, if you perfect level 9, you get a chaplain token. If you perfect level 10, you get 2 chaplain tokens. If you do level 9, it's 2 million Thor and 2 fire tech. If you do level 10, it's 2 million Thor and 10 fire tech. 10 all fire tech components. So I'm assuming that's a whole bunch. Unless if it's just 10 of random, it's going to really annoy me. But it says 10 times all fire tech components.
It's 10 random of 3 possible.
I will clarify that.
Please
Give me
do.
just a second.
They stated somewhere.
So wait, is this like this zombie invasion? Is this like the new invasion?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. But this month's invasion, it's different to the usual invasion, and it's only one round.
At least it's tech more than metals.
See,
Yeah.
read the CM note.
I'm going to go down to the CM note when I'm done.
It explains everything.
I'd like clarification first.
It explains everything in
Chaplain
the CM
tokens,
note.
yay!
Shut up, Kick. Thank you. Of course, rank 1 to 100 is 21 chaplain tokens. 101 to 300 is 15. 300 to 600 is 10. 601 to 1,000 is 6. And of course, if you just place in the top 1,000, which I probably will, which is 3 chaplain tokens. Now, it doesn't clarify it, because you said
Yes,
10
it
random
does.
techs. It says
does.
you will receive 10 pieces of tech for each of the 3 units.
There you
So
go.
that's 30 tech. Not 10, 30. So if you're going to read the CM notes and then backtrack at me to read the CM notes, at least understand what you're reading first.
And I'm
Well,
going to clarify that to make sure.
It says
that
10 of each.
Yes,
So
it
that's
does.
10 Spartan tech, 10 hammer tech, 10 acolyte tech.
That'll do it. It's better than a kick in the balls.
Yeah.
And of course, only one invasion through the month of October, so make sure you get involved in this one if you want to get any of the prizes. Which is good. It's good. Only one invasion, because the event actually falls next week.
And I'll only have one day to play it, which will be Saturday.
It depends on my calendar. I've got a lot of shit to do.
Same here. Same here.
And that is that for invasion. Anything else on this particular board so far?
Nope.
You could do the base
what are you
just
gonna
take
use?
less damage.
What are you going to use for your invasion, Phil?
What?
What units are you going to use for your invasion? I know what I'm going to use.
None.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Not even a shocking power?
You're done. Good night.
Love you.
I warned him earlier on in the night. That's not tolerated. I'm not going to put up with bullshit. I'm just not going to do it. You get one once and you're gone for the night. That's it. I'm not putting up with the shit.
Oh, that's why I ain't saying it.
So, there is a poll on the forum right now. About the Ryukai stuff and the Ryukai 50s. About the tech, specifically the Jug tech, the Blackout tech, and the Warwick tech. Wrong Thing has already commented on this a couple of times about them, about the Warwick, the Blackout, and the Jug tech being limited. Because they're in the gear store, the primary way to get them is in the gear store. And Kicks and I have stated that, Wrong Think has stated that several times. And people just don't get it. And they just don't understand that that's a thing. There are 2 ways to get it, and the primary way to get it is to pull it out of the gear store. Now, there are complaints that there's too many medals and there's too much of this and there's too much of this and there's too much of that. Yeah, there's too many medals to get because of the heroic techs. And because of the price of the heroic tech, you're ending up looking at farming millions of medals. Not just 800,000 or 500,000 for work for a tech. You're looking at farming millions of medals. And
Yeah.
of course, he said here, the general intention of the base was for players to get the standard tech. The ultra rare items are intended as a bonus. If you got them, you wouldn't need to get them through the gear store. The base was never intended to be the source of the tech. However, he doesn't think that it was adequately explained, and he doesn't think that it was a successful idea. In the future, we will not include any items with a low drop rate as to be maddening. I've dealt with drop rates. I've dealt with drop rates for a very long time. I hate them because it's all to do with the three magic words RNG, which stands for random number generator. And if you fall on the good side of the RNG, you'll be all right, and you'll get it in fairly quickly. Now, if you fall on the bad side of the RNG, like I usually do, you get fucked every goddamn time. Now, when Vega did Blueprint, will you let me finish before you interrupt me?
Okay, go ahead.
Up. Now, when we did Blueprints over in Vega, they had the same RNG drop rate, but they had something called the Street Breaker. So no matter what you did, you could go and hit 50 targets and not get anything, but on target 51, you were guaranteed the drop. So if Kicks I need to pull anything from anywhere, go have a chat with the Vega engineers about putting in a Street Breaker. And make sure this maddening bullshit doesn't happen. So if you do hit 50 bases on base 51, bang, there's your tech. Without fail. Now you can drop it beforehand and the Street Breaker would reset back to 0. It's not that hard of a concept to adjust. It might be different because Vega's in Unity and War Command is in Flash, but it nuts and bolts of the thing. And there's a couple of things that were commented. He understands the point of medals, and in November, including the medal economy, they're going to address a lot of that, which he does say it's out of whack, but it's not soon enough to solve the current position, and he does send his apologies for that.
Yeah, that was the post I was going to say to you. That was an Unshackled there. That's a fair comment.
It is a fair comment. Ron Think is a fair guy. He understands both from the developer's perspective and the player's perspective. And it's why he has a lot of respect from me, where other people at Kickside don't. And they full well know it. Because he won't bald-faced lie to you. He'll tell you if he can answer it, and he'll tell you if he can't. If he can answer it, he'll give you an on-the-spot answer every time.
And he is listening.
Let's go.
Couldn't be on the show tonight. And I just want to slip in real quick. Sorry, I like to slip it in. Nice and slow.
Of course you do, honey. Of course you do. Carry on.
Isn't it anybody's birthday tonight? I really wanted to sing.
Wolfie? It was 44 minutes ago.
We'll have to... That's true.
It was my birthday in September last.
Oh, but
I got it
still
live on the show.
it's still his birthday in the States, though.
It's still his birthday, so technically, according to my Facebook, it's still his birthday. All right, who's getting the wicked feedback?
I don't know. I think it's Champ.
It's Champ.
Champ.
Let me refresh.
I appreciate.
Whoops.
Don't.
Skip muted Phil.
Nobody.
I'm sorry, Phil. Champ was right next to you. I'm sorry. And the thing was I could hear it on yours, so your green bar was going up. Apologies, everybody. I'm so sorry.
I thought
same time.
I know. I was like,
I
what
thought
did
the
I just
hangout
do?
crashed.
I know. I was like, what did I just do? Now Phil's going to boot me for being naughty.
No, I'm not.
No,
But
Phil
no,
likes
all
it.
I was gonna say is there's a difference between a low drop rate and a non-existent drop rate when it comes to RNG. So I've done at least 300 of those Ryukai bases, and I didn't get any of the big three tech.
Right.
I got two of the big three.
That's because they don't have the street breaker that I have suggested them to put in. If they put it in anything in the future, then it won't be as arduous of a task that it is now. It might not be 50 bases. It could be 100 bases. It could be 200 bases. I honestly don't know.
I've
As
done
long as they don't go
300 and I haven't
stupid
got
with it.
any.
You haven't got any?
Oh, champ.
Good Lord above.
Phil, do they not have something like that in a way? You know the way you do the like the Legion basis? You always get the tech and then
Now,
you get the
that
unit
is a
after.
guaranteed drop. It never used to be.
I bet your champ's going to be speaking and he's just muted.
I think the biggest thing, and I'm glad that he acknowledged it, is because of the, and I don't want to use the term lack of communication because that's not, let's be real about this, okay? I'm a moderator, but I'm also a player. So I'm going to speak with both hats on and cover both sides, the right one and the left one on this one, and not my ass cheeks. The going from bare minimum information to cut and paste outlined information to almost non-existent information from a player's perspective. I'm not speaking as a moderator. To almost information overload. Now, we could say in some sort of situations in real life, too much information is not necessarily a good thing. I totally disagree in this case. I was guilty, and I'll admit it, that there was so much information being put out between CM Chris, Golden Doodle, Wrong Thinker, that when there was an explosion of activity on the forums, there was so much information, there wasn't enough time for me, even myself, to disseminate it all, much less all the players. So I think it's a matter of the fact that he was willing to admit that they were supposed to be extremely rare, and this wasn't the only place that you could get the tech. And I'm sorry to say, but I hit less than 20 bases and I got 2 tech, so I'm sorry. I don't know if it's my connection or because I have a little trick that I do that I think assists me to getting the tech drop. I don't know. But I think the fact that number one, he was willing to admit that, to come out and say that they never intended this to be the only place that you can get the tech, because we have had bases like that, but then there's a guaranteed drop of something decent. But then he said afterwards, hey, we already spent, when the player mentioned, hey, we spent a crap ton of medals getting the heroes that we needed or the tech that we needed. Had we known, we wouldn't, had we known that it was going to be this rare. And he did say, point taken. So I think they're going to take that into consideration. And I appreciate everybody who kept that thread on track. And then for those of you who didn't, I'll speak from a moderator's perspective. If you don't like the actions of a moderator, there's a shit ton of people from Kixeye on forums now. It isn't just one person you could talk to. If you don't like what a moderator does, then contact someone at Kixeye or contact another moderator. And if you don't feel comfortable contacting another moderator, go to somebody you do trust.
To highlight this, you have to give me a second. It's an old conversation with a dick that I don't like, but it's right there. If you don't like the moderation, please contact the CN. That's all I can say.
Yep, that's a sensible way to do things if you're not happy.
Yep, if you're not happy. And I had some people today and yesterday that were upset with me because I merged those threads. And I was directed by a Kixeye employee. And do you know that I got slammed because there was no pinned post by Kixeye telling them that I had permission to merge the threads, okay? None of you guys know what my position as a moderator is. I have my own personality, but I am tasked by Kixeye to enforce the rules of forums. And if we need to have a show about just the rules of forums, we can do that. And if you would like for me to show you the examples of the people who have broke those rules of forums, I'm sure I can get permission to go into the trash can that none of you guys can see. So you can see the kind of vile, nasty, disgusting, despicable things that are said about players, the game company, me, Cybertoad, Sulaco, Wrong Thinker, even CM Chris and Golden Doodle. I mean, it's just absolutely off the wall. Okay, toxic behavior is just not going to be tolerated. And guess what? We've got CMs now with some big cojones. So you want to push it, go ahead and push it.
Push Chris. I dare you. I really do.
Oh my gosh.
There's some people out there that just hate on the principle of spreading hate. Like, they have no reason behind it. They're just negative people, and it's what drives them through the day. It's what gets their dick hard, is just harassing people and bombarding and finding any little thing that they can complain about because they don't feel satisfied in their tiny little lives unless they're bitching about something.
Now let me take you to the Vegas section of the forum for a minute. This is Chris's home territory.
Yes.
He is the CM of Vega Conflict. He's only interim CM of War Commander until they find a replacement. And so this is the thing. Most of these posts here aren't toxic at all because of the refusal to let that happen. Every once in a while, somebody will slip through the cracks.
It's dealt with swiftly and quickly and with
Chris takes no shit.
Brute force, exactly. And if you don't like it, then stop playing the game. Because you know what? Every single time you log into KXL, every single time you log into the game, even through Facebook, you are agreeing to the terms of service. There's no box for you to check. Every single time. And that also includes the rules of forums. And I don't want this show to be about the rules of forums and about the rules of the game. But if they weren't enforced before, trust me, they're going to be enforced now. With a new CM that's coming in and Golden Doodle that's coming in, and I don't want to lose our shining star, which is Wrong Thinker.
Yeah.
Nothing against CM Chris and nothing against Golden Doodle and the other people that I work with at Kickside that you guys never even get to see or hear from.
They
exist. I promise you, Wrong Thinker does not run War Commander all by himself. Bless his heart. He would if he could, but he doesn't run it all by himself. There are a ton of people on this team, and I'm honestly all the way back to Desktop Defender days and Backyard Monsters. I was an alpha and beta tester for Vega. I work with the Battle Pirates team. I'm still on that team. I'm a league moderator for War Commander Rogue Assault. And nothing against the guys who are listening now from War Commander Rogue Assault. Sorry, guys, I love you, but it's a mobile game. I have, without a doubt, have not worked with a more refined, serious, get down to brass tacks team ever in my 6+ years with Kickside. I have never had the honor to do that. And every single thing that they said that they were going to do when the new leadership took over, they have done. They have met almost every single deadline and exceeded every expectation that I ever imagined. Ever imagined. I'm sorry for the people who are no longer on the team. I miss them very much. But those who left on their own accord were for personal reasons, and those who didn't, I'm sorry that they're not around, but I'm not 100% not sorry. Because these guys are just on the ball and kick ass. And CM Chris isn't going anywhere. Just because he's the main guy in Vega does not mean he's not going anywhere. I mean, he is going to be actively involved. He won't take any crap. And if we have a problem as a moderator, CM Chris is our guy. He deals with it quick.
And there are rules in forums, and you can go and find it. It's right here on the Kickside section of the forums, kickside.com. Forum rules.
Yep.
It's all there.
And then people say, oh, well, it's only been, it's like, oh, well, it hasn't been edited recently. It doesn't need to be. It is so refined. It doesn't need to be edited. Well, it was edited on 2016, but they were written in 2015. But it doesn't need to be. It's so straightforward. You can't get any more straightforward than those rules. And people say, oh, well, people have been able to get away with so much stuff, and, why should I be sanctioned, or why should I be singled out when you're not going to do it to this person and that person? Two wrongs don't make a right. And you know what? Worry about your own backyard. Worry about your own mouth. Worry about your own keyboard. If more of us would spend more time worrying about our own backyard, our own mouth, our own keyboard, and stop worrying about what other people are doing, unless it's harassment, someone's harassing you, then the game would run a lot better and we would have a lot of less bullshit in forums. And if you don't like a moderator's action, trust me, we've been told to start clamping down, and we're going to keep clamping down. It's not an abuse of power. Read those rules.
Go read them all. I'm not reading them all out. Fuck that shit.
No, but attacking a moderator in a private message, okay, you can question an action. I get that. Some people don't understand forums, or they're new, or they're returning to the game, or they've not dealt with this level of moderation. But sending me a PM and calling me out all different kinds of names and so on and so forth, yeah, I can put you on ignore, but you better be damn skippy. I'm going to report that to somebody at Kickseye. And then I'm going to report it as harassment to the team. And not because I'm a moderator, but how dare you? Because if this is the way you speak to me, then I assume that you're talking to everybody in game that way. And it's not about me. It's about the community. So if you're willing to call me all of those names, and I won't even repeat those names because we call them Kevins where I come from. If you're willing to call me all of those kinds of names, I can't imagine what kind of behavior you have in game and the way that you treat other people and PMs. I won't tolerate it. Sorry, zero tolerance means zero tolerance. I have no problems reporting you past Kickseye. And everybody knows what that means. You cannot use the internet. It's an international law now. You cannot use the internet to bully or harass people in a game. You can't use the internet to threaten people in a game. You can't use the internet to threaten someone's life or tell them that you're going to take their life. If you want to make a game related, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm in 183. Come hit me on the map. My base is open. I don't have a bubble. I can take your shit all day, 24/7. Bring it. Bring it. I'm not afraid to do it. Ask Godscope. Bring it. If you got the balls to do it, you got the cojones to do it, hey, I got 44 triple Ds. I guarantee you my balls are bigger than yours. I wear them on my chest because it prevents chafing. And that goes for any other woman, female commander in game. You want to throw down against me? You got something to say against me? Bring your little puss-ass base to my sector. And let's go, girl. We'll do live. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to rumble.
No. They don't like doing things live because
of course they don't. Oh my goodness. They could barely ran a daggone hangout, much less do something
no,
live.
because when people like that do something live, they get caught with something they shouldn't have.
Yeah, there's too much exposure.
Lines. There are many lines, and
many lines. We're not going to cross those. So anyway, back to the good stuff. Let's talk the good stuff. If you guys have any problems with me, please PM me. If you see somebody that has problems with me, sure. If it's a member of your group and they feel like they were unfairly treated, hey, one day I answered a guy's message and I put the wrong message on the wrong post. And he got really offended by what I said. And yeah, I said abusive language. And I warned him in forums, and he wasn't being abusive in language. He was being a little bit salty, but he didn't use abusive language. I was doing like 50 things at one time because it was Thanksgiving holiday for one office, and it was the Columbus Day holiday for the rest of Kickseye. And we were left with our pants down around our ankles, and I, by accident, answered someone in forums, and then I warned someone, and I took it back, and I apologized for it. But geez, I'm only human. You know, stuff happens.
I discussed this with Skip prior to the show. This is the leaderboard Kickseye want to see, and I know they are watching. Now, we'll start with global, because it's quite simple to do. The global section of the forum, the leaderboard works perfectly fine. I can go and cycle through every single one of them. I'm not going to do them all because it'll take
Can you click my position? That's been my issue. I can't find myself amongst the global rankings. It just blanks out. So that's one small.
That's what
small non-sequential kind of.
Although I'm in Silver Division 1, so if I hit Silver Division 1, I can't find
hit my position.
I'm clicking on it like 8 times.
I'm sorry, I'm behind.
that one's still busted. Now, the sector bar is even worse. Now, it's supposed to show Silver Division 1. It actually shows bronze. Now, if I click on Gold Division 1, it takes me straight back into global. And nothing else on this board shows past that level. From the 300 to 500 infamy, that's it. It does not show anything else. And the current payout is still, I haven't done a PvP yet, so that's why it's not showing up. Because I haven't actually been playing all that much. That's your problem there. The sector thing is busted. The my position is busted. The event position is busted because I can't click on myself there. And invasion hasn't started yet, so invasion doesn't seem to show up. So there are your issues. If Kickside can't figure out what they need to do, that's what they need to do. That bar, fix global.
Would it be wrong for me to?
Would it be wrong for
me? Would it be wrong for me to add a caveat here? It's not so much to the task of what's broken, but something for the next generation of this PvP event that we just got over. If and when they reintroduce it, when it comes to
the Warpath
blood metal,
worked perfectly fine.
Yeah, but what my cue goes on to the leaderboard, and that being when you use the leaderboard and you got your attacks and your defenses. Now, the Warpath, you got rewarded some honors in successfully defending your base.
No, you
got
didn't.
rewarded. Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, you got rewarded honors in properly in getting the 1, 2, or 3 star.
Yeah.
When you went back and forth, when you did your attack logs, it didn't list the honors that were taken from you during a defense that was lost. So if I was offline and I was hit, they took honors. It didn't necessarily give you a number as to how many honors they took.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen that placed in there also. That would be very beneficial because we already know you don't necessarily get what it showed, But to me, when you go back without the review that we don't have the review of the attack, but that would be something nice. I know I kept a mental check of how many I went to bed with, and then woke up and like, okay, he took 100 and whatever. But it would be nice for them to possibly, if it's possible, add that into the next system.
Especially in the attack log, at least, so you can see, well, this guy took this amount of honor from me.
Yeah, you got your list of how many infamy he took, but it wouldn't show you the honors that he took.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to see both because both are valuable, especially when you have your PvP payouts on the Monday and the rewards for the thing, because it really does help you justify or adjust what your tactic is going to be, what sector you're going to go to next, and who you're going to attack next, knowing what levels are hitting you and what they're getting off you, because that sets up a very important and vital way of defending yourself. If you know 38s are hitting you and getting 400, 40s are hitting you and getting 60, so you know how to adjust for what a 38 would have as opposed to what a 40.
I think it's good. I mean, just from my opinion, again, and I'm a 45, but I'm more like, I would say maybe like a 40, 42 level player. So my base makes me a 45. So I'm proud of my base and my base defense and the players that have helped me, put information so I can put the right defenders in there. But I'm really proud of the work that I've done in my base. But again, it goes back to the strategic planning like Venom was speaking of. I love, and they have this in War Commander Rogue Assault, I love the fact that I'm rewarded in War Commander Rogue Assault when somebody can't 100% my base. And it's using the leaderboard, like Venom said, and I'm starting to do that even myself now more, using the leaderboard. And again, I'd like to apologize to the public because people kept saying, but the leaderboards are broke, the leaderboards are broke. I didn't understand to what extent until I started getting video. And I wasn't that I didn't want to believe you. My leaderboards were working. But then when I realized, and it wasn't until we were on another show, one of the hangouts, or maybe we were on the last show, was that I realized that it went from that literally it's capped into the bronze division for the sector, and then it flips you to go global. That's totally not cool, because when you jump into an enemy sector, you want to see who's got the most amount of infamy.
Well, when you're running stuff like that, and your invaders is jumping into the sector, and you need to find somebody quickly, and you don't have them friended. Because I play on Kickside, and I don't have a lot of people on Kickside for a very specific reason. Because I don't trust fucking most of them, but that's something else entirely. I use the sector board to find out where their infamy is. How much infamy have you got? is usually the first question that comes out. So you can go into the sector and find out where their base is quite quickly. If they can't post in global, or their base is being hit, or something's gone wrong, the first thing you usually do is find out where they are on the board. If you want them to think they're offline, they don't want to post in global chat. Where's your infamy? How much infamy have you got?
Exactly.
And then you go and find them on the board. And I can't do that. I'm stuck at the guy at 43 at 579 infamy. That's completely pointless to me. If I wanted to go find Anton or go find Champ on the leaderboards, I don't damn sight they've got more infamy than that.
I don't know. Champ's a farmer.
Next on the chocolate salty ball, smashing dog scope.
All right, YouTube's asking when we're going to talk about the zombies again.
Zombies. I don't really have much else on the zombies.
Possibly. What do you think? Zombies? Do you think it's going to be more ground orientated if it's going to be zombies?
Of course, zombies don't have air.
Do you think
that we know?
We hope. We hope.
They've never had air in 5.5 years.
Phil,
in 6 years of zombie events, they've never had air.
Phil, never say never in
Phil,
War Commander, baby. That's all I got to say about that.
If I get hit by a zombie,
zombies don't fly.
Oh, they could drop out of planes.
Who's flying
if
the fucking
I get
plane?
hit
Which
by a
you're
phantom,
flying the plane
that,
for
if,
zombies.
You could
if
bring
I
an
get hit
Archangel or
by a
Spectre.
phantom,
Oh my God, can you imagine a phantom dropping zombies out of it?
Phil, remember.
If I get hit by a phantom dropping zombies or a zombie piloting a herald, Phil, I'm gonna flatten you.
that's it? You owe me 96 million thorium. I'm changing over my to railguns.
All you have to understand is the zombies were created by a living person, Cain. So if they were to make a Spectre or a Condor or whatever, and they parachute out zombies during the event, so you're getting hit on, you're taking out zombies on the ground, and then all of a sudden flies over the screen and drops out a shitload more on top of you. That would be actually kind of fun and interesting. You think you've killed all the zombies, and you think you're ahead of the ball game, and you're taking them out, you're picking them off, and then all of a sudden behind you comes down.
I'd like to state for the record, there is only one Kane. There is only one Kane, and there he is.
Yeah, but he's bald, and I like the one with the goggles. I like Kick Size. Kick Size has really disgusting orange hazmat suit and stupid high school science teacher goggles.
There is only ever going to be one Kane, and he is the original.
That looks like David Fonderheart without any glasses on.
I just had to throw that little Easter egg out there for you.
I'll
get ribbed for it at something later. Oh, Dr. Phil was sharing something stupid on the show again.
This show is all about stupid, comical, entertaining nuance. So deal with it.
Yeah, we can't bullshit for a few minutes. We can't laugh. We can't joke. We're not allowed to do anything. Apparently, no. This is my fucking show. I'll run it how I damn well please. If I want to sit and make a Command and Conquer joke, I will make a Command and Conquer joke. And go fuck yourself. They have Valkyries. No, they don't. We have the Valkyries. We just have the zombies. We
didn't have any zombie Valkyries. Have we ever had those?
We not had them in some of the bases. Some sort of playing zombies.
No, there has never been flying zombies. Now you've got the Valkyries and the Wraiths with the zombie fire vest that will turn them into zombies when they die because they crash down to the earth and turn into miniature zombies and then instantly get killed. That's been
y'all who laughed at me for keeping my napalms in my base.
I am still going to laugh at you for keeping your napalms in your base because they suck.
So if there's no zombies, I'm just thinking, if there's no zombie air, people who got Survivors faction might do pretty well in this event.
They will do very, very well, especially if you've got Liberators. excuse me, liberators in your bunkers, and you're
Shooting
going
guns.
all liberators, and you've got all survivor stuff in your base, except for the war rig, of course, which is still a thing.
Which is still a thing.
If you are using survivors in your base, hammers, hammers, liberators. There's a don't use this disruptor because it's shit. I'm completely fucking. That's about it for ground units. There's probably more, and it's going off the top of my head, and I can't think of it. No, it's liberators and hammers.
The war dog, which is good against infantry.
Ah, yes, that's the one. Thank you very much.
That's the one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Detonators, not really.
I
was like, my mind just drew a blank real quick. Yeah.
And the war rig. Don't forget the war rig in your base. That's very good against things.
If you put a fucking war rig on your base, I will personally write a ticket on you.
I have.
So will I.
I have it in my bunker.
And if it's anything like the most recent tickets I put in, they'll be a page and a half long. And I'm quite sure support enjoy reading those. Because like everything like else that I do, it's extremely detailed. King, you've got a question. What's your question? Speak, damn
you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello, King.
Sadly.
Okay. Shut up. I know that there's been a couple people that have said something along the lines of they had the war rig in their base, and when they went to take it out, it gives them an instant DC. They need to submit a ticket on that, and will Kixeye handle that?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
It goes the same with the people that turned around and said they'll keep the war rig in the base until Kixeye take it out. Kixeye will take it out by force if necessary.
Yeah, if you ticket them and let them know, hey, every time I try to take this unit out of my base, I disconnect. Can you put it in my storage for me? They'll do it. But if you're a smart ass and you're like, haha, they made this mistake, I'm going to keep it in until they take it out.
They'll still
do it. You're going to get fucked.
Yeah,
they will
always be proactive
with something. Because
my thing about that
on the forehead with the Kixeye dick.
My thing about that is hold on one second, is okay, so in my understanding, if you are in the United States and you file taxes every year, and all of us know that are from the States, when you file taxes, there is a shit ton of paperwork that you have to hold on to for 7 years. And every year you don't send that paperwork in with your tax return, but you have a CYA folder in order in case you are audited by the IRS so that you can back your shit up. Okay, so if you're audited and you can't back your shit up, or you're bragging to, I don't know, say you're at a bar and you happen to be sitting there bragging to a friend about how you defrauded the government, and there just happens to be an IRS agent sitting at the bar with you because he's so fucking fucked over from doing taxes during tax season and trying to catch people who cheated on their taxes. And here he's got somebody sitting next to him saying, not only did I cheat, but I do it again and again and again. What do you think that IRS agent is going to do? He's going to follow you to your car. He's going to get your tag number. He's going to find a cop that's willing to do it, that owes him a favor, look it up, find your address, find your social security number, and guess what? You're going to get in a shit ton of trouble. But worse than that, you're going to have a permanent black mark on your record. Why in God's name would you ever, especially if you're a public figure in the community, would you ever want to risk your reputation like that?
It's
yeah.
ego.
Why put yourself
Always
in that
ego.
position?
Why would you want to put yourself in that position? First of all, to even go out in public and say anything like that. Okay, say you were a little drunk, you had too much to drink, whatever. Okay, but then when you keep bragging about it, it's just not, I don't know, where's your class?
There
And
is.
if you don't think that there isn't a mark somewhere written down somewhere, I guarantee you there is. I'm not privy to that information. but I guarantee you there is. And I would never risk my reputation like that, ever.
And then lambasting the community afterwards to a point where, fuck you, why did you do this to me? Because all of you fuckers reported me.
Well, first of all, it was fuck you, I have it, somebody put it in there and I'm keeping it, and fuck you if you don't like it, oh well. I mean, first it was that, and then afterwards when everybody finally did what they did and they legally did what they were within their rights to do as players in the community, of course they reported it, and of course that it was dealt with, and it was dealt with quickly and swiftly. But then you blast the community for that. I mean, pick a side. Are you a manipulator or are you a positive influence for the community?
Positive force for good.
Yes. Which one is it?
When Kixeye came out and said this was a glitch, please, the war rig is not supposed to be in your base, that should have been the flag to everybody in the game. Hey, this is a glitch. I have mine in my base. I'm exploiting a glitch. I'm just as bad as a cheater. I'm going to save my image and take this out. And then there's also people who are thinking, oh, haha, they fucked it up.
I can tell you at 100%, everyone who was running the war rig in their base on this show prior to that update note pulled it out that night.
Yes,
exactly.
And also, Bill, we discussed about if you could not remove it. Some people just went by their storage or their armory to send in a ticket immediately on yourself.
Yeah, it was.
And Kixeye did, and Kixeye did help as many people as they could, and they even thanked those people. I mean, I could go get it, but I'm not going to do that because that's privacy information. But I've seen their reports that come back to me. Thank you, Skip, for helping me to deal with that, because I was being reported as a cheater, and their war rig was stuck in their base. And the reason why it was stuck in their base is because we were in the middle of Warpath, and the war rig was functional, and it got damaged. But the thing is so OP to begin with. You can't remove a damaged unit from your tune,
and it's
so they couldn't. Right, and they couldn't remove it. So my suggestion was, well, send as many people as you can and try to smash the fucker. Well, guess what? Nobody could smash it and kill it 100%. So I'm like, look, be proactive. You are a coiner. Send in a ticket. For the very select few people who weren't coiners, I tried to advocate on their behalf and threw it up to the team and said, hey, this guy can't remove it. We're right in the middle of the warpath, whether it was the first round or the second round. They can't remove it because it is slightly damaged. So they can't remove it and it won't repair. So part of that fix
a question in there, or it's more a comment than a question about this image with the zombie with the rocket launcher on it. It looks like a rocket launcher. Should be a rocket launcher. Maybe a Stinger. I don't know. But he's got sort of like a mech motif to him. He's got half a leg.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. Who sent that to you?
No, that picture's on the Kixeye forum.
Oh, the Kixeye forum page. Oh, that one. Oh, yeah.
That might help.
Okay. I thought maybe you had something else. Oh, sorry.
If I was, I took my screenshot.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
if I was screenshotting the image, then yeah, it might help. But
yeah. Okay. Oh, this one. Yes, I've seen this one.
And it looks rather brutal. Because you've got sort of normal zombies sort of here and here and here. And then you've got this guy who's just got something attached to the back of his head.
Sort of.
And there's a flying one over the mountain. 96 million poor Phil, okay?
Would it be possible that this could be yet another one of those green booger throwing devices?
It could
Since
be.
Remember last year we had the buildings.
Like an ooze and a slime. Yeah.
I hate those things.
It was like, remind me of Ghostbusters Slimer, the very first one. When Bill Murray gets slimed with a green slime. That's so disgusting.
I don't even want to wait another week for this event. I want the event to start tomorrow. I'm ready for it.
Well,
I want to get into it.
You're going to get a taster of it tomorrow.
Well, the thing that gets me is because you look at the craters and you look at the green glow that's in the craters. So that's what makes me think kind of like what everybody's saying is like, is there going to be some kind of nuclear kind of oozy kind of something that if you even dare to walk through that, I mean, because you see the guys are strategically placed. They're not down in those holes and the units aren't in those holes. I'm just speculating. Maybe it wouldn't be a good idea to cross into the path of any of that green stuff.
It could be a number of things there. You've got obviously you had the booger throwers in the last year, both the buildings that did it and the spit of zombies themselves. So it could be that green ooze or that green smoky shit is painful.
Corrosive, even, maybe.
Corrosion is another thing. It disliked it for the typo. What typo? Oh shit, there is a typo in that typo. Oh no. I better go fix that real quick.
Okay.
Apparently we're 6. Which fucking numpty is doing that? Come on. If you're going to sit and watch the show, sit and watch the show. Either like it or don't. It doesn't need to be fucking children. Childish. It's pathetic. Puerile. And it just fuck off. Right, that title should be edited. There we go. Any more comments on the invasion?
No, miss you too, Debbie May. I'm throwing out their early shout out because I know she's moving, so miss her too. I'm excited that she'll be moved in and have her internet and be able to jump in and kick ass and play the game. So just in time for the invasion. So
Sam, yes, it's a Tiberium bomb.
Also, there was a question there. Aaron was saying there about the units are reverted back. You can now micro-heal units now in your base defenses. Is that correct, isn't it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
you know, I haven't tried to do it since the update, so I don't know.
I tried it with a purifier and it worked here. I'll just try and put in a liberator here so well there it's damaged.
Yes, invasion is attrition. It is attrition. So if you kill 10 units and you've got 11 left, then yes. The first 10 will stay dead and only the last unit will come and get you.
Yeah.
So the more you kill in one wave, if you can't do it, this is the way I do it each time invasion pops around, because I don't run defenders. I cannot be asked to run defenders unless I have to. When I get to a certain wave where I have to put defenders in my base.
Yeah, it works. It works.
Yeah, it does.
I will run as much attrition as I can for free until I have to put stuff in my base. And with the zombies, you're going to expect a lot of them, because that's what kicks I do. They expect a lot of lag, to be perfectly honest. Excuse me.
Are you going to be running live?
I will not. I will not run Invasion live. No, unfortunately not. I mean, the invasion, it's nice, but it's the same thing, and it's. I mean, I might run the zombie one because it's a zombie one and it's new compared to the usual stuff. I'll consider it.
Okay, but you understand, there's really nothing to be gained from viewing a live feed of the invasions, because it is literally your base. It is your personal design, your personal defense style, your personal unit setup.
Yeah.
The only things that always become sort of a commonplace in the several years that this has gone on, which if you do run a show, train them for the pinch points. The zombies will go after certain things, and if you set up your buildings in a course and all the zombies spawn and then swarm towards taking those buildings out before they head into the main base,
you can kill a lot of them before.
And you focus your base defense weaponry on that point, you can wipe out a lot, especially in the early rounds. Now, towards the later rounds, this is only going from prior knowledge. I don't know what's going to happen with this. But later on in the rounds, of course, they come from all directions. And most of the times they come from all directions simultaneously.
Yeah, but I think
you don't really have that.
It can be helpful there for spawn points where they spawn from there, for the mid to low levels. You know what I mean? It'll give them an update.
That's true.
Not only that, but kind of give an idea of how the new tech for the new...
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be gained from this one.
There is a lot to be gained from this one, and I'll think about it.
And also, on top of that, I think a good way to get Shadow out of retirement.
He keeps saying he doesn't want to do it.
Well, he is a zombie meister.
He is
not going to come out tomorrow for the game.
He might.
He might do.
He might.
Zombies is the thing we all love, even though it's a giant.
Yeah.
And to hear that
Zombies and fireworks. July.
No.
Well, there we go. And that's, of course, pretty much what talked out for the evening, which is rare. And the
You
short amount of
talked
time
out?
we've got. There wasn't a lot tonight.
Oh, would you like to share something more?
Have you got anything?
I could sing
If you got
happy birthday to Wolfie.
Wolfie's buggered off, so he's not going to hear it.
No, it's
unfortunately.
That's true.
It's talking to the champion world chat there.
Oh,
He's
fucking
disappeared.
hell.
He's disappeared.
He needs Oja, so I'm helping get his bases.
That's good. Well, I'm glad we covered the leaderboard issue on the
leaderboard
show.
issue was covered, and Kixai being very stoned with the zombie events like they always are. No, Jason, I don't know if there's a zombie event, but a zombie event. Of course there's going to be a zombie event. It's fucking October. The Nightmare event, which usually follows the week after. Because of the time frame that the event has been put in, and the event falling on the 19th, I think it's the 19th. Yeah, it is the 19th. So with Nightmare should, if it's going to happen at all, fall between the 26th and the 27th of the month. If it's going to happen. It's entirely speculative. I don't know if it is or not, because Nightmare usually spawns in the week after. Which I didn't enjoy last year, and I'm probably not going to enjoy this year either, because it's falling back to back to back to back to back events like they've done in the past have ruined morale. And it annoyed the fuck out of me last year when they did it. And if they do it again, it's probably going to annoy the fuck out of me this year as well. If they do it, they'll do it, regardless of what I say or what I think. But that's the order of things. So, I don't know. If they're going to do it, they'll do it. If they don't, then they don't. I think napalm is considered old fire tech. I honestly don't know. It's considered AoE, so I don't know if it's classified as true fire damage or not. The fire effect is obviously fire damage, but the turret itself just does standard AoE. So there's your answer for that one. And I would not recommend putting napalms in your base. Because last year when they ran the zombie event, I did run all napalms, and I changed it on day one. I switched them all out back to the Avalanche. And with the upgrades to the Avalanche that have recently taken shape, then, yeah, I'd go for them. All day long.
Yeah. I think it's
because fire damage in the last event did absolutely shit. It did absolutely nothing. And the best courses of action were sustain and corrosion. That was it. There was nothing else in the arsenal at all to be any good. Because last year's fire tech sucked. And I honestly hope that this year's fire tech doesn't follow the same suit. So far, I have played with it, a couple of the techs that I've gotten, and tested them out, and they seem okay so far. Anything else? Anything else? Nope.
Oh, all good.
Alrighty then, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We'll be going nearly an hour anyway, so we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up. We'll get some shout outs out there.
No other questions? There was no other questions on YouTube? Nothing off the wall?
Nope, nothing that I didn't cover.
God bless. I'm just trying to think, like, am I missing something? Because I had this whole list of agenda, and we already covered everything. Oh, public service announcement about the blood thorium and your trophies. So real quick, if you didn't, I don't need to screen share, but if you don't think that you got your trophy or you don't know where it is, it's in your buildings. So if you didn't get, some people did, some people sent me screenshots that they got a pop-up, okay? I didn't get a pop-up. Some people got a pop-up that said, congratulations, Commander, or something. I can't remember. I don't have it right in front of me right now. And I'm like 2 glasses of wine in. But they got a congratulations, and when they clicked on it, it said, it actually gave them a message. It said, go to your buildings tab to build your trophy and place it. So if you don't think that you got the trophy, it's probably in your buildings tab. If it's not in the buildings tab, and you're sure that you deserved it, and you did follow my suggestions. God bless America. It wasn't a frickin' you had to do it kind of a thing. I'm so sick and tired of hearing should we have to video anything or screenshot anything. Phil, please tell them why.
Because it's Kixeye.
Exactly. Thank you.
There are more intricate reasons, but a lot of stuff isn't saved server side a lot of the time.
Yes. It's CYA. Anything could happen. I mean, heck, you know, the entire company and all the offices and the servers are sitting on a freaking earthquake fault line, okay? Most of the northern part of California looks like the apocalypse right now because of the fires that have burned and melted. There were people who jumped into their pools, and it was a mistake because they got singed because the tile on their pool literally caught fire in the water.
I'm there right now. I'm in the Bay Area, and the whole Bay Area is covered with smoke.
Yes, stuff happens. I mean, there's people that
don't 2 hours south of where those fires are too.
People don't have cell phone service. They don't have. I mean, I'm not talking about the people that are burnt out. I'm not trying to make light of that. But I'm talking about people who are downwind. There are people who don't have cell phone service. The cell phone towers aren't working. There's all kinds of environmental factors that are affecting electronics right now. Not to mention the earthquakes that are happening out there. Idaho just had another one today. That is all on the West Coast. This stuff does happen, people, all over the United States. And it's not just the Kixeye servers, okay? It does not go from your tiny little warm little living room with your snuggly little bunny slippers and your sexy little woman sitting next to you from your computer directly into Will Harbin's lap and then back again. It doesn't work that way. It has to bounce to get to Kixeye.
How do you know I have
bunny
slippers? How do you know I have bunny slippers?
I've seen them, and that little spot next to you is always naked. And one of these days, I'm going to find just the right girl to sit right next to you, naked with her own bunny slippers.
Godscope, do you know how she knows? She saw it in your base defense.
Stuff happens, and if you don't get the banner and you don't get the pop-up, I had one player, a really great player, a longtime friend of mine, quit playing the game, came back to the game. I'm so excited to have him back. Devious, love you, baby, early shout-out. And he couldn't get his trophy, and then boom, I said, check your buildings, because I had somebody say, oh, I found mine, it was in my buildings. He checked it, and then he went to click on it and place it, and if you could believe it, the game actually placed it for him. He didn't even click on it. It was like, it disappeared out of his buildings. He's like, what the heck? He refreshed his game, and it was magically placed. He didn't even click on the daggone thing. All he did was open the buildings tab to look for the trophy, and magically it placed it on his base. Stuff like that happens. So if you're missing your trophy, look in your buildings tab. If it's not in the buildings tab, then you need to send a support ticket. Same thing with the blood thorium. If you are missing your blood thorium, but you got your trophy or what have you, you too could have been sanctioned or stripped of your blood thorium because you manipulated something in order to get it. I'm just speculating. If you don't have it, I'm not saying that you're guilty of that, but if you don't have it, you need to send a support ticket to Kixeye. And you need to send those screenshots where you were on the leaderboard and what your blood thorium payout was supposed to be. And you need to send that ticket to Kixeye. And yes, if you post it in the general discussion, we will, not just me, we will, the Kixeye team and the moderators will move your thread to community support, because that's where it needs to be. And you will get a cut and paste message that says, if you are eligible for support, please send a support ticket, and then there's a link on how to send a support ticket. If you're not eligible to support and I move your thread, make a comment, it'll show up in the notifications. If Cybertoad moves your thread, make a comment, it'll show up in his notifications. So if that happens, we will see that, and then we will try to advocate on your behalf. If Kixeye tells us, SOL, sorry about their luck, there's nothing we can do. At that point, figure out what it is that you need to do to get in touch with Kixeye. Make good communication decisions about Kixeye, and don't be toxic when you get in the forums, because it's not gaining you anything. It's not gaining you anything. Not with these people. Not with CM Chris, Golden Doodle, Wrong Thinker, the new CM that's about to come on board. Guys, we are down to like what was down to literally, barely 3 moderators, because Franco's been busy. I had real life health issues going on. Cybertoad was ravished by the first hurricane and then got 2 more hurricanes back to back. His family was deeply affected by all that stuff that happened. Most of you are tired of looking at my face in forums. I don't give a flying fuck. If you don't like my face or you don't like my face, I'm going to change my avatar picture to Dr. Phil's picture with the big middle finger. Okay, if Kixeye lets me.
Oh no,
Because
just hang on. I got one coming for the end of the show.
it just needs to be, I'm not trying to be toxic back to you. I'm just trying to disseminate the information and get as much as we can. If you didn't get your payout, use customer support. If you don't qualify, contact a moderator and we will try to advocate on your behalf. We do it more than you ever realize. We're just not allowed to talk about it. And if Kixeye says, shut up about it, Skipjack, we don't want to hear anymore, then we don't have any choice. So if you get a message back from me in PM and say, I'm sorry, there's nothing more I can do at this point, it really means that I have bent over backwards X, Y, and Z. And it's sexy when I bend over backwards, trust me. Kixeye guys like it. So when I bend over backwards for somebody and I still don't get anything, then, you know, I guess I must have been bending over at the wrong time of day or didn't do my hair right or something. Or maybe I need to go have a manicure or pedicure. But if they tell me no, there's nothing I can do. If they tell Cybertoad no, there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing we can do. We're not trying to be bitches and dicks. There's just nothing we can do.
It goes so far, and there are so many buttons that you can press before you get told to fuck off by just about anybody, including me. So on that note, we will go wrap up. We'll go throw some shout-outs out there. We'll start at the end. We'll start with Anton Airlines. Can I have a shout-out, please, my friend?
Yes, thank you again there, Pinbite. Thanks everybody in the panel and YouTube and all Rav and Sector 116. And shout out to Shadow. I would love him to come out of retirement tomorrow just for old time's sake. And that there. And again, thanks to everybody in Warpath there. It was a good event there and everybody was very, there was no trash talk for the first time in a long time. That was all very good. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Thank you very much. DJ, have you got any shout-outs, buddy?
I'd like to say shout out to my clan in 108, Hell's Knights. I'd like to shout out to the panel. We did a good job tonight. Didn't say much, but there was not much to be said. It was a pretty short event. Thank y'all for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Godsko, have you got any shout-outs?
Nothing real special. Just thanks to everybody for letting me come on the panel, and thanks to Skip for humbling me last night. Next time you come, I'll make sure to try a little harder.
Oh, next time I come, you'll last longer.
We can do it on the show anytime you want.
Go live.
Hey. Keep it clean.
Come on, we were talking about the base. You know what I said.
I know what you said, and I know what you meant.
We were talking about hitting a base. What were you talking about?
Oh, where was your mind at, Phil?
One more thing, too. Don't forget, you can send your message into Phil to order your Unshackled coffee mug.
Shut up.
I still want my beer mug, dude.
Where's my rum?
Technical issues that are being worked on. Bear with me. It'll get done when it gets done and not 1 minute before.
Yeah.
Champions,
posters and T-shirts to be determined.
Shut up.
I just shout out to you guys. Thanks for having me. And shout out to YouTube. Shout out to RAV. Thanks. And shout out to Wolfie. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, Wolfie.
Excellent. Jack, have you got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to the panel. Shout out to YouTube, Doc and Skippy for what you guys do. Assholes 173 and Raven 116.
Nice. Skippy, have you got any shout outs, honey? Skip.
Ah, shit. I was muted. I would like to give a shout out to Roy and his crew for taking on a challenge of a whole nother level to a whole nother part of the community. I'd like to welcome back to the game Devious. First name Carl. I won't mention his last name. Thank you for giving War Commander another chance and bearing with me while I provide you with as much information as I possibly can. And where you're feeling that you're being bent over, that I can unbend you or at least make it more sexy while you are bent over. And then I would like to, if possible, with Phil's permission, take at least 2 minutes of time.
Go for it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Wolfie. Happy birthday. I want to rub my fingers through your fur. Happy birthday to you.
The silence is golden, and now, gentlemen, if you'd like to go and change your trousers, that now will be an excellent time to do so. Watch it. King, can I have your shout out, please, buddy?
I got a shout out for some of the new KT members that we recently required over in my clan, newly named SS Marsif, and many others, because there's too many for me to name off and I'm lazy. Shout out to the panel, to YouTube, and Skipjack. Always lovely seeing you on here.
SS Massive, not Marsif, idiot.
Shut the fuck up. His name. Fuck you.
I love you, King. I love you so much.
You're so pretty.
He's so darling.
You know, when I'm sitting there scrolling through some names, it's hard to see it.
It is hard to see.
There's a random R pops up out of nowhere. You're so pretty.
Slim, have you got any shout outs, my man?
Yeah, shout out to Rav, shout out to 116, shout out to Kicksai for the kick-ass stuff they've been doing recently. Looking forward to the zombie event. Yeah, that's about it.
Alrighty. Venom, your shout outs, please, buddy.
Yeah, I just got a real quick one. I just want to shout out to all the honest community players out there that were made aware of a situation and took it upon themselves to do the right thing and take care of that situation. There's a lot of pride that I have and a lot of respect I have for a seldom few individuals. So if you're in that category, more power to you. And you're what makes this game great.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, myself for the evening, a couple of things. Of course, I want to shout out to everybody that's the right community, and Unshackled just happens to be the right community because it's my community. As well as all of the guys.
Fuck, that's why my property values went down.
I'm not done. Let me finish. The Unshackled is the right community. Suskew is the right community. AAF is the right community. KT is the right community. Tau is the right community. Kings are the right community. Rav is the right community. Every member of War Commander is the War Commander community. Is the right community. Not just a couple of dickheads who have a brand behind them to run their fucking mouths constantly. Don't see me going to post on every fucking news page that this has happened and this has happened and this is why it's happening and this is it, and just if you like it, please click like. I don't fucking care. Like the show, dislike the show. Watch it or don't. That's it. Flatlined. No more. You want to post your propaganda? Keep it the fuck away from me. You want to screenshot my shit on the Unshackled page and post it everywhere for all the world to see because Dr. Phil's been crying again. Boo, friggity who. I don't give a fuck. I haven't given a fuck since you started your propaganda bullshit from day fucking one. I expect to see you in 116 for the event. To quote unquote, I fucked with Phil the entire event. No. No. I don't fucking care because you spent most of that fucking event in a bubble sniping fucking buggies. And I know that because I saw the attack log. Sniper Toon Do it the right way. Shut the fuck up about it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about your cronies. I don't give a fuck about the guys you tell to go and do all your shit for you. Come and see me face to face. And we'll see how that ends. I want to shout out to YouTube, to my panel for this evening. You've all been wonderful. And of course, last but not least, yes, that's me. Peace among worlds.